Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody, wherever you are tuning in. This is another day, the 17th of November. I hope you guys have a very good week. Welcome back again to this show. This is me, your host, IY Yanolua. Yeah, it is what it is. I felt I needed to do this stuff yesterday, but again, I had so many activities that I felt, okay, fine. It's time for me to just, this Monday morning before, I just move on to other things, to talk about the news that everybody has expected for a long while. And that is WIKE, Nyesome WIKE, the FCT minister, the PDP APC member, the guy that has ensured that PDP goes to ruin, together with the party itself that is not ready, for a change. So they had their PDP convention this last weekend, and there's been a lot of talk about, if it's going to be successful or not. And WIKE has actually held to his gun, saying that, you've got to review some things. You've got to give in to my demands. So the whole thing started, in Ibadan, and then we had WIKE, Fayose, Senator Haya, who I believe that's his name, expelled. Now, I'm going to go back to listen to that and listen to the expulsion message. It was delivered by Body Judge. But before we go to that one, let me just listen to his response. So this was the response, the first speech that he had after he was unceremoniously expelled, not suspended, expelled from the PDP. Let's have it.
Your Excellency, the former...
Whoever said, I guess he's waiting for some bombshell. I don't know. I mean, it's really an aha moment for him too. I believe that. I so much believe that it's an aha moment for him.
President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Governor of the State, and your beloved wife, Your Excellencies, former governors that are here, the former Senate President, my dear younger brother, the celebrant of today, and your very beautiful wife, the single senators and members.
Okay, so all of the greetings. Let's move on.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, let's go.
Let me, on behalf of our team for River State members of the National Assembly, their leaders are former
we don't get the sound right in Nigeria. I don't know why. For whatever reason, if you don't have this home sound or this funny sound, and it's across board. There are podcasts in Nigeria that host in Nigeria that is operated by individuals that sound better than all this charade. We don't get to have a very good sound system, and it's quite ridiculous. That's part of the problem.
House of Reps and other people who are here who came with me to felicitate with my dear brother, his wife, and their family for God's grace to attain the age of 65.
Oh, wow.
There are those who are born today, they die. There are those whose parents will send them to school, they graduate with first class. As they're coming out that day, you hear one story or the other.
Okay.
And that God, in His wisdom, has granted you these years to be here today to say thank you and celebrate with your people. We have come to felicitate with you.
Sure enough.
I've known Ayo Fayose for some time. When he was running for governor of Ekiti State, I was chairman of a local government then.
Wow.
He used to tell me that when they come to River State, he comes as a governor, while those of us who are chairmen will come and receive him. I said, yes, that was then. But now,
damn,
you remember that I'm the minister of the Federal Capital Territory.
This guy can do anything for power, and that's the problem. He can do anything he wants for power, and that's it. That's it. He sold out the whole PDP. The whole PDP is in disarray right now because of just this one guy. No, I'm not just saying that he's the only one that contributed, but he made sure that the demise of PDP, which the party has been so reckless in the past, that the demise becomes so fast. For real.
But one thing anybody will always say, I've had rough times with him. I've had good times with him. But one thing you can take hope is that he's a man you can depend on. He's a man you can go home and sleep with your two eyes closed. It's difficult in this country. Most people don't like those who are straightforward. Most people don't love people who will tell you this is black and this is white. I remember sometimes we had a problem. There was supposed to be an election of the national zonal chairman of Southwest. He was on one side. I was on one side. In fact, that time I was working with YERIMA and he was supporting A.D. Olefeson. So, on national television, in fact, to be precise, channels, he said, he won't call name. I know it's my friend who is doing all this things against him. Then after the interview, I called him. I said, oh boy, I heard you, I would reply. He said, no, don't reply. We have made up. He doesn't carry anything in his mind. Whatever he does not like, Ayo will say it. And after that time, is the end. And these are people that should be commended. He has told you here, it doesn't matter that he believes that, look at Governor Oyebanji, is not in his party. That he will not because he's not in his party, but the young man is doing well. And at his age, he cannot because he belongs to another party. And then he will not say that the man is not doing well. That is leadership. He has never told me anything, and he will not do it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who is involved. And let me commend your wife. People say, monkey they jump, monkey they jump. Now we are tree near tree. Ayo is great. Ayo is good. There's a pillar. How did I know about the wife? There's sometimes problem. She was one who called me. She said, you know that this is your brother. She's very good in prayer, unlike him. Unlike Fayose. I don't even know whether he prays. I don't even know. But very good in prayer.
That's funny.
Upholding the husband in prayer.
Yeah, that's good.
Forget.
That's good. At times, the power of prayer is important in someone's life. It's just good that he has someone that prays. And I've also heard that story before, not just from him, from all the sources. I wouldn't go deep into that, but it is what it is.
as a CIO, come out. The day he was going to EFCC, in the night, I was with him, he came to see me. He said, look, we'll go to EFCC tomorrow. I said, okay, stay in the guest house here. I will take you to EFCC.
Okay, fair enough.
Nothing will happen. But when I came back, I said, we are going to EFCC tomorrow. What are you doing? He said, oh boy, I don't know where I will go. I will come back, I know I will come back. This is why I did here, make I enjoy my life today. So, I took him to EFCC the next day. Like I said, he's a good friend. He will stand with you when you're in problem.
Okay.
He's not a friend today. He forgets what you have done yesterday. He's not a friend.
Well, that's one
tomorrow.
thing. That's one thing in politics. Like, if you really want to stand tall, I mean, even if you're bad, at least you need to have that kind of close knit of friends that will be able to stand with you. I'm just saying.
He will say a different thing. No, he's not that kind of person. He will come to you, my brother, this is what you are doing. You know you're my friend, but me, I'm not a support of this one. He will tell you. Unlike today, what we see, somebody will say you're a great friend last night. Tomorrow morning, you're no longer a great friend. Ayo, God will continue to give you long life. I pray you will surpass my age. I pray surpass my age. That's my prayer. That's the prayer of a senior brother to a young guy.
How old is this guy? I thought this guy is less than 65.
That's it.
What does it mean?
I love you. I love your family. You have been there for me when it mattered most. Thank you, and God bless you.
Okay, so that's he's 57. So I don't understand what he's talking about there, but it is what it is. Now, this guy that is speaking now, as you all know, rightly know, has been expelled from the PDP. He's been expelled. He was expelled over the weekend from the one of the major. I don't even know if PDP is a major political party. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And I want to actually react to that. That's why I'm doing this podcast. I want to react to that. And the news is out there. The news is everywhere. So let's just take a look at it.
Abraham Ama, George Dana, Chief Dan Obi, for the expulsion as per the motion raised ably by our elder statesman, citing our constitutional provisions as enumerated, that is Chief Olabode George, and ably seconded by my chairman, Mrs. Adamu Bunga. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you.
In our Constitution, Section 40, as amended, and are to be bound by its fundamental principles and aspirations as expressed in its Constitution. The mentioned above have committed various breaches of the party's constitution, including support and canvassing for vote for candidates.
I don't even know why.
Of election.
So basically, it's just saying that we're suspending this guy because he canvasses for votes. Okay. Sorry about that. Wow, this is quite interesting. Okay, let me just close this one. Yeah, let me close this one. Okay. Whatever that was. Sorry.
And parallel congresses sponsoring litigations against the party, most recent of which suit number C ABJ CS 2120 dated 2025 between Honorable Austin Wachuku and others versus INEC and others seeking to stop the 2025 elective national convention for no just cause. Contrary to Article 58, subsection 1 and subsection J of our Constitution. In that case, Senator Samuel Ayahu, Ebu Umar Bature, Kamal Din Adeyemi Ajibade ingloriously supported WIKE and others to ensure that the 2025 National Convention did not hold. The party has completely lost its esteem, regard, and respect in the eyes of the public on account of despicable conduct of the former governor of Rivers State and these men he recruited to help him destroy the party, contrary to Articles 58, subsection 1, subsection B, and subsection I of our Constitution. I, Chief Olabode George, hereby move that this convention should expel this person so mentioned above from the People's Democratic Party.
Wow.
I so move.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so that's it. So he was expelled, and basically what was the main reason why he was expelled was that he's been working with the APC, with respect to helping them get more votes and all of those, and against his own primary party, which he believes is still a member of. But it is what it is. I just want to see this. Obasanjo throws jab at Fayose at his 65th birthday ceremony. And then, let's just do this. We've removed the cancer, meaning PDP, WIKE, Fayose from the PDP. So let me first look at this one.
Is loving or hating, that's irrepressible. And finally, general closing remarks from His Excellency.
Wow. I didn't even know that Obasanjo attended the birthday ceremony. So Obasanjo has been an political enemy of Fayose. They fought. They really fought. He had him actually, removed as a governor on corruption, allegations. There were allegations there. He has tormented his life. There's been a series of videos out there where they fight at public events. So for me to see him at his birthday ceremony, I just want to know what he had to say.
Chief Olusegun Obasanjo.
The Vice President. I don't know how to thank you enough.
Okay.
And in this part of the country and elsewhere in the country, our paths keep crossing.
In what way?
And I will continue to thank you.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe I will have occasion one day to say a little bit of what I can say or I must say about you. I hope God will give me the occasion. We really appreciate your being here tonight. I think you will grant me the indulgence to thank all of you who have come from Abuja. All of you, including the minister, the members of the National Assembly, and all members of delegations that have come from Abuja. Then, those of you who have come from Ekiti, let me take the governor of Ekiti at the point of recognition. I thank all of you. But Ayo and your dear wife, this is a special day for both of you. And on occasion like this, I believe we must do the 4 things that occasions like this want us to do. 1, we must celebrate. 2, we must give thanks.
Yep.
3, we must take stock.
Okay.
And 4, where we've erred, where we have gone wrong,
Okay, this is getting boring, bro.
where we have made mistakes, we must correct them.
Okay, yeah,
And
we
I'm
agree.
here tonight to do the 4 with you.
Now, Obasanjo has turned to a career advisor, a life coach. I mean, he's turned to a life coach. And, well, what more can I say? I mean, these 2 people in my own list of politicians or leaders that I would say influenced the country and moved the country to its like greater height and destination, they're not in my books, unfortunately. But it is what it is. It's still some advice. We're gonna take it.
Up to the time I started coming here, some people called me and said, we hear you are going to Ayo Fayose's birthday.
Uh-huh.
Can't you remember he abused you? I said, thank you for reminding me.
I said that. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I said that. They're not friends.
In Yoruba land, we have a saying, "Wọn kì í lé ọmọ búburú fún ẹkùn pàjẹ́." You are not the best of my political children. You are not. But you have made achievement that must not be ignored.
Whatever that means.
Because
whatever that
even
means,
to
bro.
get me to come to this, you couldn't approach me directly. You sent Osita to come and sound me out. Abi wabachirere araki ho ya o.
Whatever that means. That is, if you've done well. If you've done well, you won't be so shy, you know, for him to call, for you to come to meet me directly. And again, I'm not a fan of all these 2 political gladiators or whatever it is that you want to call them. I just feel that Nigeria is the way it is today, partly because of the action of these 2 people. Partly, I'm not saying 100%, but partly because of the action and the inaction of these 2 people. And I don't want to go into details. Let's just enjoy the admonition and the correction and the upliftment or whatever it is that he wants to do.
Àìṣerere ẹ tó ní sí mi
What?
You couldn't come direct. And when Osita came, I said, Osita, who also is a political child, I said, well, if he has sent you and you have delivered the message,
Okay.
then say to him that you have delivered the message. And then you phoned me. And I said, Ayo, who? And you say, Ayo Fayose. I said, yes, you can see me anytime. I made it but a walk. And then, even that, you take precaution. Oh, what direct Latin to knock at my door. You send Folusho as emissary to feel the pulse and see what the atmosphere will be.
Okay, fair enough.
And Folusho came. And when Folusho came, I said, what have you come for? And about an hour later, you came. And you know that I had the program, which took me to Kigali, 1 a.m. yesterday. And I was supposed to be in Kigali till Sunday.
Okay.
But when you then told me that your birthday is this Saturday,
Fair enough.
I said, whatever it takes, I will make sure that I come. And there and then, I started making arrangement. Because
Okay, you said a dead coach amongst the living. Whoa, no, that's a big one, bro. That's a big one. I don't know, bro. Yeah, I mean, these two guys, I don't even want to put it like Nigeria is the way it is today. Like if you've gone through a process or you've gone through a place, if you've managed something, and then you're just after you've left, the whole thing goes into disarray. Then again, what did you do? Okay, what did you do? They gave you this whole country, especially given the time that this guy, was put into power. It was really not among those that few months before you would have thought that it would become the president of Nigeria. So this guy was literally abandoned in prison. His family was already shattered, no money and all of those. And then, given all of those, they brought him against the will of, his tribe. And then, MKO Abiola had to be unalived, whatever reason they gave for that. And then he had all this opportunity to put Nigeria on a path of greatness. And we're here. How many years over? Now the country that you've ruled, they're calling it a disgraced country. I mean, it's quite unfortunate. And you see all of the havoc, all of the problem, just because someone had the opportunity to put Nigeria on the map, on the path of greatness. And till today, people still say it's one of the best. Yeah, because those people that he left us with were as miserable as they come. Anyways.
And I want everybody to learn a lesson from there.
Okay.
And then, after you have heard from me, you phone your wife. And I spoke to your wife. And I said, Madam, you and your husband,
what the hell?
And your wife completely disarmed me by saying, Baba, you are right. Edarijiwa. And then when you get that, then what else can I do? Baba, we are right. Edarijiwa.
Okay.
So, you've asked for forgiveness, and as far as I'm concerned, you are forgiven. But the right lessons must be learned. As I said, we are all here to celebrate with you.
Okay.
65 years on the surface of the earth, pẹ̀lú hílàhílò.
I'm just wondering when Obasanjo will come and ask Nigerians for forgiveness. And there are a lot. I'm waiting for when PDP will come and ask Nigerians for forgiveness, because we saw what happened at their convention over the last weekend. I'm waiting for when APC will come and ask Nigeria for forgiveness for the first 8 years of calamity and and having a government with no clue. I'm just waiting. Okay, so this guy asked you for forgiveness, but what he did, okay, or whatever atrocities that he did that made you to think that he was actually not fit and was corrupt, has Nigeria been indemnified for that? Or his state members, as people in Ekiti State indigenes or Ekiti State citizens, been indemnified for that? I mean, those are the questions. Anyways.
And you have seen a bit of it. It's worth celebrating. And the Bible says, mourn with those who mourn. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Romans 12:15. Ayọ̀ Fayose. Ó ní lọ́jọ́ ayọ̀ rẹ, ọjọ́ ayọ̀ rẹ, ọjọ́ ayọ̀ rẹ.
Okay, I'm gonna move that forward.
That has made you to achieve what you have achieved, to be where you are, and to continue to be where you are. So, what should you do? Give thanks to God. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassion never fails. Lamentations 3:12. You are preserved. You are what you are by virtue of the grace, love, mercy of God over you. And then what do? Give thanks to God. Give thanks to God for his God, his love endures forever. Psalm 107, verse 1. The third important thing is stock taking. And you have done a bit of it.
Okay.
I knew you and I was with you because of the initiative that you took to start giving water in Ekiti. You remember? And that was what set you apart. I didn't know you before then. And the person that I know who wanted to be governor of Ekiti, that I was going to support, was S.K. Babalola. You remember? He has a track record, beautiful track record, of being in the NUT for many years. But when you came up, then I dropped S.K. Babalola, who in any case was not in our party. And only last Saturday I was in Efalaye. And you remember we went to Efalaye to campaign. And one of their complaints was erosion. And we promised them and we fulfilled. Ayo, there's a difference between being courageous, being bold, and foolhardiness. Courage, boldness, and foolhardiness, they don't go together. There's also what I call humility. It's part of what you must find with Omoluabi. The attributes that are regarded as very important in Nigerian life and living, particularly Yoruba. Humility is one of them. Integrity is another. We had the campaign, and as God will have it, you won. I have no apology that we won the election again, but it was a fair deal. But I'm also happy that after that, we work together. And we continue to work together in the interest of Ekiti State and in the interest of Nigeria.
Okay.
But when you won, Ayo, you wanted to do a lot of good things. And you came to consult with me. And one of the ones that I say, please watch, if you wanted to help poultry farmers, you remember.
Oh, we're gonna go to that poultry gist, Eddie. We're gonna go to that poultry gist because that was the whole thing that almost led to his arrest. And he was evicted because poultry money got missing, allegedly, okay? Allegedly.
You remember. And I told you the best way to help poultry farmers is to subsidize day-old chicks for farmers and feed for farmers for their day-old. You decided government will go into poultry.
I still don't understand. Again, I understand the fact that you want to have, you want to help people, but this subsidy talk always breeds corruption. And that's why after this guy left, Nigeria had to deal with the corruption in the fuel subsidy and all of those things. Then they brought in subsidy also into foreign exchange, which was quite, a very, very grave mistake that Nigeria did go through. Because as a result of that, subsidy in fuel became unaccounted for. Subsidy in foreign exchange became another huge behemoth in the throat of this country. And was almost destroying, if not, because we're still not out of it yet. So when people talk today and say, you know what, things are really bad, it was because of successive years of policy failure. Like, why would you subsidize day-old chicks for farmers? What happens to other people? I believe the best thing you could do is to create an enabling environment. You can give them tax credit, okay? Because that one is just more of, you're doing this, we give you tax credit. You can create a loan for farmers. But when you're subsidizing day-old chicken, you're subsidizing flour mills. Again, I don't understand this whole, orientation of just trying to move money around, within the government. Because it's just moving money around. Because then what the corrupt guys do is that they then sit within that chain and they start siphoning money.
And I said, look, government for poultry, when there's Gumboro and Gumboro come in 4 days, it's done. Because government system, you will have to apply to, secretary has to apply to senior secretary to deputy permanent secretary, deputy permanent secretary. While you are doing that, Gumboro has come in 5 days, is wiped out. and you remember the story. I came to your poultry farm. Poultry chicken that are about 2 weeks old. The shaving and the chicken are as clean. And I turn to you, I say, Ayo, I want the adietie one yagbe.
Yeah, so what he's trying to say is that I guess when Obasanjo said he was going to come to inspect, he had gone ahead because, I mean, I don't know the full story with respect to the operations, but what the news carried at that time was that possibly this guy just went to get in some fresh chicken, and then the whole place, the litter were as clean as, that it's suspected that there's a problem here. These rented chickens or so, and then that was where all the problems started for him.
And your brother, Oyilola, who was there? I heard him saying to you quietly, "You're so fine. Maybe Obama can poultry."
Wow. You see how messed up the whole system is. Corruption at every level of the government, including even individual level. Even the citizenry too, corruption there. And then we just want to blame one person. It's the whole system.
Came and passed. That came and passed. Before that, you didn't know, and you remember, there was a bit of controversy about what school you have, what education you have, if you remember. Some people said, but I know that you went to Olivet, and you made it in Olivet. I know people who were your classmates, and who are senior to you and who are junior to you in Olivet. But you did that. Oh. Another thing, you and your wife came to me in Oyinlola's house, Abi, to apologize to me for what you have said, what you have done, and I said, I forgive. But it didn't stop. You came to my own house. You came to apologize. And I said, okay, but it didn't stop. Ayo, I did not ask you to contribute to my library. Did I? I did not. The governors decided as governors, you join them. Mi ò bẹ̀tọ̀ owó lọ́wọ́ ẹ rí, mi ò dẹ̀ gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹ rí, except when you came on Tuesday. I think you came on Tuesday and said I should come. And I said to you that mi ò ní mú owó tí mo fi owó retirement láti fi wọkọ̀ láti Kigali, Kigali. Mo ní owó ọkọ̀ wọ́n ló máa san. Ó fowó ránṣẹ́ sí mi through Folusho. Torí mo ní mi ò ní fi owó ara mi wọkọ̀ padà, because I should come back on Sunday. But
okay,
maybe it's of interest to you. Aliko, ó fún mi plane tó gbé mi wá láti Rwanda back this morning. So owó ẹ wà lọ́wọ́ mi o.
Can you imagine that?
Ẹ mọ̀ rẹ̀ ni. Now, there is a culture. And as I said earlier, humility and integrity is an integral part of our culture. I sent Oyinlola to settle you and Ewi. You know I did that. Maybe you didn't know that I sent him. And the first thing you said is that Ewi should come to you. Ayo.
Oh, YERIMA story is a lie. Oh, I'm gonna cover that next. I have not even looked at it at all. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna react to that. I saw that trending and I'm like, okay, fine. We're gonna like review and see what happens. Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Even Boba Bashe, I feel like that is our culture. That is our way of life. I was happy that eventually you did not insist on a we coming out to you. And it was resolved. Even when you are abusing me, insulting me, I still take interest in your welfare, whether you know it or you don't. So the point I'm making is this. Stock taking. You also have to, and you have said it here, I want to bash it. And call them, obviously, part of putting things right with me in Lofi Kwemi. Say lay.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Mo de sọ fún yàwó ẹ, mo ní mo dáríjì. Mo sọ fún wọn náà, mo ní mo dáríjì ọ. And I mean that. And you have made contribution that is worthy of note politically. But bear in mind, and that is the fourth point, repentance.
What?
Seeking forgiveness.
Repentance?
For those who...
From Pastor Obasanjo. Okay. I mean, yeah, God can use anybody, bro. Yeah, God can use anybody, but it is what it is. I'm not going to go more into that.
You have offended. And forgiving those who have offended you. Because of the law, God's great love. As I said, that's why we are all not consumed. And repentance, true repentance, turning away from anything that we have done wrong. Thinking, any iniquity, any misconduct, and any wrong. And God will forgive, just as human beings will forgive. Do you think you will escape God's judgment? That was the question Paul asked in Romans chapter 2, verse 3. And because of that, we must realize that here, we must prepare for there. Here, we must prepare for there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move on, right? I mean, that's all. Okay. Okay. Okpemi Koito, Ojoojúmọ́ máa dúpẹ́. That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna look at this. We have removed the council from PDP.
Today, from the Minister of State Finance and Intellectual, there is no way this lady will pass you without looking twice. And in Islam, I'm told to only look at a woman once.
What?
And then took away my eyes.
Oh, so you're even permitted to look once. Damn, I didn't know that. I thought you shouldn't look at all. according to the teachings of Jesus. But again, I'm not here to debate, but again, let's just talk.
But in our case, believe me, I just put my eyes there. I say, God in his infinite mercy has done very well.
What was that?
Our royal fathers who are here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I adopt the protocol as established by the MC.
So this is Babangida Aliyu, I think he was a former governor of Niger State, and now addressing the suspended Fayose, the guy we just watched his birthday ceremony, and also WIKE and all these guys. I'm still going to comment on that, but I just want us to listen to this.
Before we go on to the main issue, sincerely apologize. It was my intention that this program should have started at 5 o'clock. Whether we were 10 people or 20 people, but I was one of those mechanics, or rather surgeons, that had to be in Ibadan yesterday, against all odds. We had a court here who said we must not go, and a court in Ibadan who said we must come. So we decided to take the one of the Ibadan, since the venue is Ibadan.
It's interesting how these politicians, they use the court system to their wishes in Nigeria. And it happens in the United States too. When they cannot solve a problem politically, then they run to the court. It happens everywhere. So that's why you will see that a court here has issued this injunction or directive, another court, they'll go and shop. So what they do is they go to a court and then they shop for the judge that they think is going to rule in their favor. It happens everywhere. In the United States, in fact, a lot of the times it happens also in the US. Because they believe that they can do that until it then goes to the appeal. At least when you get to the appeal, you get some sinner heads there and people that want to interpret. But at times also they play the game there, and then finally you get to the Supreme Court, where also you have some also political consideration. So again, it is what it is. You know, the judiciary is at times as bad as the legislative and the executive section.
And we went. And we are very lucky that not only have we panel beaten our platform, our vehicle, that will give Nigerians an alternative, an option.
I don't see any alternative coming from PDP in 2027. Okay, let's just, as it is right now, except God intervenes, or except God says, you know what, it's not Tinubu. Right now, the ruling party and the unwilling participant in the opposition has clearly decided that, you know what, this 2027, we're just going to play. Because, like, I don't see any coalition happening. PDP is not part of ADC's coalition. LP is not part of ADC's coalition. SDP or whatever it is not part of ADC coalition. So what about the coalition here am I missing? I don't know. Maybe someone should tell me. Because there is no coalition. These are just political parties that have decided to work, opposition parties that have decided to work individually for their own self-interest. And it's getting more interesting because when you were even together in 2019, you couldn't defeat the incumbent party. In 2023, you decided to divide your votes, and we saw how that went. Now, this is 2027 preparation, and the all opposition party, I don't see one of them that I can say this party is primed to take on the ruling party, which is APC. And it's quite unfortunate because now APC can actually go and get free and go away with murder because there's nobody to hold them accountable.
Believe me, if we make the mistake of creating a one-party state in Nigeria, we will pay for it. So it's good that we give an alternative to people. But that does not say that if people decide to go one way, we must really accept it. There was a time when PDP had up to 28 governors in this country, and nobody cried foul. But one can cry foul when you see your governors been taken away, either by bribe or by intimidation, And the constitution of country says you cannot go to another party with the mandate of another party.
No, that won't be done. Because then what happens is then a party then becomes the law to itself. So if I can't move to another party because there's a law that prohibits me from moving to another party, then this party that I am in now can actually take me for granted, destroy my political career. And then that's it. I also understand the argument where people use a vehicle to get to power and then get in that power and then change. Yeah, it happens everywhere. People in the United States at times will say, okay, fine, I'm no longer a Republican, I'm now an independent. Okay, now maybe that's also a good thing. Say, okay, you leave the party, but don't just join an opposition party. But again, it doesn't even make sense. If your party cannot guide its affair, you should not. I mean, democracy means that people have the freedom to choose, freedom to associate with whoever they want to associate with. And people will also react to incentive. If the guy is doing a good job and he moves, then he's going to win his re-election. If he's doing a bad job and he moves, he's still going to lose.
And yet, we are not following that rule. So we went and looked at what has been happening to our party. And like surgeons, we removed the cancer. The cancer that had been part of our party, that has crippled the party. We hope with that removal of the cancer, the party may be able to move and give Nigerians an option on what to do. That's why I was a little late because of the flight, and I already told them that please, in case I couldn't make it, please continue with the program and apologize on my behalf. So I sincerely apologize for starting at this time. Somebody asked me when I gave one of the keynote addresses in one of our father's birthday, posthumous birthday, about 2 years ago. And he said, why are you paying attention? Why are you very close to Zeke? I said, there are many coincidences in my life. Zeke was born in Zungeru, November 16th. Babangida Aliyu was born in Mina, November 12th. Mina and Zungeru is just about 40-50 minutes drive. So whatever is happening in Zungeru or in Mina, the two cities share many things in common. 2, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe went to university in Philadelphia. Babangida Aliyu went to the University of Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I did my master's and PhD. And he did his PhD also there. So I said, for me, it is a natural thing that when you read about a person and you notice his style, Zeke was a Nigerian even before Nigeria gained its independence. Zeke was in the forefront of the independence of Nigeria. And you could see that he could, as a realist, compromise to ensure the survival of the nation. If you recall, before the coup of 1966, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe entered a relationship between his party and MPC and became a ceremonial president. And indeed, during the Second Republic, again, his party and MPN came to ensure that Nigeria remains one. Therefore, anybody who, for whatever reason, is in love, regardless of your suffering, we must love our country. I don't think we chose. Many people, if they were to choose where to be born, probably presently, they may not want to be born in Nigeria. But since it was not a choice, your creator chose that you should be born here. It is only natural that you should be proud and love your country. In fact, in all the religious dictum, it's part of the principles that loving your country is very important. And this, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe has taught us. Therefore, being here is very, very important. Let me also recognize one voice that has remained very constant, regardless of Boko Haram, regardless of the level of corruption, regardless of the truth. Do they say truthless bulldog that the National Assembly is becoming? Ali Ndume has become a principled senator that every Nigerian would love to beat. And like I said, when you look at the brochure, you will see the importance of today in the quality of those to be honored. I therefore welcome you to this 121 posthumous birthday celebration of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. And also, Justice Kogo Umar, the chairman of Code of Conduct Tribunal. I am sure you will do your job. Unfortunately for your tribunal, the Code of Conduct has to do the job before coming to you. So if they mess up, there is nothing you can do about it. So please relate to them properly. Because if politicians will follow the Code of Conduct, we may be able to probably salvage this country where we are at the moment.
Ever, and I'm grateful to speak the finest vice president ever. Ladies and gentlemen, can we all give a...
Okay, that's that about that. Yeah, we just move on back to Fayose's birthday stuff. So Shettima, the vice president, attended the birthday ceremony and gave his own, I would say, words at that ceremony. Let's see.
Valuable and a sincere applause. Also, very welcome His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima. I should be stepping out here to give the celebrant this good message. And if you don't mind, sir, I can bring the microphone to you. Vice President, Kashim Shettima,
to describe him as a former president is a gratuitous insult. He is one of the greatest sons of Africa. An elder statesman.
No, man, increase the volume.
As we are ushering him, he was talking about traveling to Senegal to mend fences between leaders of that great African nation. Your Royal Highness, the Balogun of Oulan, Chief Matthew Okikiola Aremu Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, the Executive Governor of Ekiti State, my brother, my very good friend, Pow, 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 and his wife, Dr. Olayemi Oyebanji, former President of the Senate, distinguished Senator Abubakar Bukola Saraki. And I crave your indulgence, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to weaponize the former governor of Ogun State and Senator representing Ogun East, Otumba Benga Daniel, and the former governor of Niger State and Senator representing Niger North, Senator Abubakar Sani Bello, to recognize and appreciate all former and current members of the National Assembly. The celebrant, the former Governor of Ekiti State, His Excellency Chief Ayodele Peter Fayose, and his dear wife, Her Excellency Fayose Fayose. My colleagues in the Federal Executive Council present here, especially the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesome WIKE. My friend, Otumbani Adebayo, a very decent man. We are very proud of you, former Governor of Ekiti State and former governors and deputy governors present here, members of the Ekiti State Executive Council, former Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Bello Adoke, all members of the Fayose family, and of course, walking in is the Executive Governor of Ondo State, Mr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa, and his wife. Members of the Fayose family present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. There are in the grand theater of life three broad categories of people. There are those who live in fear, forever calculating, forever retreating, forever rearranging themselves to fit into the expectations of others. And there are those who live in pretense, masters of masks, choreographers of deception, manufacturers of convenient truth. And there are those rare few who confront their realities head-on, unafraid of storms, unashamed of their convictions, and unwilling to edit themselves for comfort. Yet even these categories fail us today because our celebrant, His Excellency Peter Ayodele Fayose, defies compartmentalization. He's a man who speaks his truth, unfiltered and unhidden. A man who tells the world what it is and when it is. As Franz Fanon said, every onlooker is either a coward or a traitor.
Okay, fair enough.
But Governor Peter Fayose is neither a coward nor a traitor. You may not like him. You can hate him with a passion. But like Ganipa or Himi, you either love him passionately or hate him intensely. And what is even more remarkable about Governor Fayose is the breadth of his courage. He has come through for people not only on his side of the political divide, but even for those who stood in opposition to him when their hour of need compelled a moral response. A typical case is point.
Hi.
Is his support for my boss, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in the 2023 presidential elections. And his support for my friend, Bao. He will not go and dine with you in the night and start shouting against you during broad daylight. In a political climate where loyalty is often transactional and solidarity selective, he has been that outlier. One who sticks out his neck for both allies and adversaries when he perceives injustice or conspiracy. That consistency, that refusal to abandon one's principles, even when the beneficiaries may not be one's political family, is the mark of a man governed not by calculation, but by conscience. Of course, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, no celebration of Governor Fayose will be complete without acknowledging the other side of the legend. The controversies, the theatrics, my name they pay no, my name they pay no.
For those who don't understand that context, okay, so Fayose was invited by the EFCC to appear before him, and then he just came out to say, blah blah blah, that they maltreated him, and then he started crying that his neck was paining him, and it's just theatrics. The problem with Nigerian politicians, we've seen a lot of them, when they get called out for corruption, they develop some level of sickness. There was also one, the Niger Delta Commission, that just fainted during his hearing. There's also Dino Melaye that jumped from a moving vehicle. I mean, these are the crops of leaders that we have. So are you surprised that the whole country is in disarray today? I mean, what have been their contribution to actually saying we want to put Nigeria on the same map as China, on the same map as, let's not even go further, maybe UAE, if we can get to the economic power of the United States? These are the guys that have actually contributed to the destruction of the homeland as it is today. So when you are on X, on Twitter, and other social media fighting your fellow citizen, suffering the same havoc, you have to remember that these guys, they're having fun. When it's time for them to come together, they meet together. I won't be surprised if even all the other politics, even the Labour Party and all these guys, they still kind of, they jolly together, they're friends, during election, they kind of do as if they're fighting each other for your own betterment. But after the election, all of them come together. In this birthday party, you have people from the old AC, the old AD, you have the old PDP, you have people from LP that will be in this political party. Sorry, in this birthday party. So again, it is what it is. And the expelling has already been announced. It was expelled. I'm talking about Fayose, WIKE, and all of those. They were expelled on Saturday, and all the major governors have been actually, they've come out to say that these guys were engaged in anti-party activity. WIKE, Fayose, Senator Anyanwu, and others. Now the question is this: is it going to be contested? Okay. I'm just saying, is it going to be contested? So earlier on, we played the old thing where it was Bode George, who is one of the chieftain of the political party, that did announce it. So they've already been expelled from the PDP. Now, again, the PDP is no longer in a very good state, and they're no longer a formidable force. Look at the elections that happened in Anambra. PDP got like 1,400. Even LP performance was also a disaster with just 10,000 votes out of a total of almost 600 votes. It's quite unfortunate. But again, it is what it is, guys.
The unforgettable dramas that seem to follow him like loyal companions. He has given the media enough headlines to last several election cycles. And sometimes it feels as though the cameras chase him even when he is simply minding his business. He's a very colorful politician, one of the best we have in the system, probably second to the Minister of the FCT. But beneath the humor and the spectacle is a man who acts from a place of deep conviction, a man whose passion refuses to be contained, and whose sincerity, whether one agrees with him or not, is never in doubt. It is part of the charm, part of the myth, and certainly part of the reason Nigeria will always have a special corner reserved for him in its political folklore, especially in a political climate dominated by careful snails who do not want to disturb the apple cart. He's a man of courage and conviction. Today, as we gather to honor a truly remarkable Nigerian. I join his family, his friends, and countless well-wishers across our nation on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in celebrating this milestone. Your Excellency, may this 65th birthday usher you into a season of renewed strength, deeper fulfillment,
renewed hope. Everything is renewed. Everything is renewed. Okay, fine.
And the full flowering of every sincere desire of your heart. May the years ahead be kinder, richer, and more rewarding than all that has come before you.
Okay, so that's that. That's the vice president, and yeah, that's his speech. So, and I think it's quite interesting that, you know, these people come together and then, you know, they do what they want to do, but then the people are suffering. I mean, the citizens are suffering, and all the likes. Okay, let's see. The assassination attempt, I don't think that is real. There's been a lot of conflicting stories about that. I don't know. Let me see. WIKE should come down. Nigeria reacts to assassination attempt. People are saying that actually there are no assassination attempt on this soldier. Like I'm still kind of trying to get the full story.
Advise the Minister of FCT that he should mellow down. There are so many things that he's doing. Actually, he's working. And everybody knows he's walking.
Okay, so he's walking, but he should chill. He's walking, he should chill. So when people, individuals take laws into their hands, he should not react to them. When soldiers go in to harass state workers, FCT workers, he should just calm down. He should go slow. Oh, he's walking, but we want him to just chill. And that's Nigeria. Like,